So how do you know if someone wants to buy your product or service before you ever create it? It's a good question. In the last video, we talked about how to actually come up with a product or service idea to sell to your audience. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to actually test, or what I like to call beta test, your product and launch it out to your audience and actually get some feedback on it and the process for selling it, or what I like to call your product roadmap. Make sure to stay tuned until the end of this video because I'm going to tell you where you can actually pick up a copy of my product roadmap and use it to customize it for yourself. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Bloggin Brandi. I teach people how to create killer brands and amazing online experiences for their startups and for side hustlers. So if you're an entrepreneur and you have a small business, you're in the right place. So when I'm talking about your product roadmap or how to create your product service to sell and how to test and launch it, this is essentially a roadmap that you're following. So if you ever think back about the science project that you did back, who knows when, you will find this a very similar process. Step one is going to be to do some type of research, and I'm going to talk about this more in just a second, but I just want to go through the list. Step two is going to be to create some type of hypothesis. So this is really similar to when you had those science projects way back when, where they gave you the information, then you create a hypothesis. And of course, step three is going to be creating a prototype. Step 4 is going to be to actually run a test, and step 5 is going to be to analyze the results. Really similar to the old school science project, but let's walk through those steps right now. Step 1 is to research and do some research, get some information. I'm talking about researching your audience. You want to do a lot of research on your audience, your given customer persona, as we like to call it, your buyer persona, and kind of figure out who you're selling to, as well as you want to do research and learn from your competition. So what's working for others is something that might work for you, or is something that you can improve on and do better and sell to the same type of customers, or the same customers, or maybe capture those customers and sell them a complementary product. So there's a research phase that goes into seeing what's already out there, what you can create, and what people are already saying about things that are in the market for that given audience, that given niche. Step 2 of creating a product or service to sell and going through your product roadmap, you are trying to create some type of hypothesis. So this is a starting point and just your thought process of, hey, this is what I could create or what I could start from the information that you were given. You're just coming up with a bunch of ideas of, okay, what should I offer? And this could be stuff that you start asking your audience on social media, and maybe like in your Facebook group, or people that you're already selling to, customers, clients. If you don't have an audience, a really good place to start would be looking at your competition, like I said about the research. That's why you're doing the research, is so that you can come up with a starting point of products or services that your audience might want to buy. The third step is to prototype. So you're creating a starting point, a beta version, a first. So when you create your first version, it's not going to be perfect. Essentially, it's the version that you're going to copy from and replicate and make better over time after you get feedback from your audience and learn what people like and what they don't like, and you're going to grow from that. This version, just like my first video, isn't going to be perfect. Your first version isn't going to be perfect, and it's fine if it's not. It's only there to run test against. In the realm of online, we like to call this your beta version or your beta test. Which brings me to step 4, which is your beta test. Now that you've created a prototype of this product or your beta version of this product, we're actually going to run a test or a beta test on the product that you've created. So now you have your prototype, your original unpolished version, and we're going to start polishing it up by launching it to your audience, introducing it, getting a small group of people, maybe your email list, your social media friends, people that you're already talking to to in this niche, ask them their opinion. Say, hey, I want to show you my product or service and I'd really like to get your feedback on it so that you can make it better. The fifth and final most important part of this entire roadmap and product launch is what is called your analysis. So the fifth step is to analyze, and if you don't do this, it's just pointless of why you're even doing this whole entire process. So now that you've created a product and you've ran a test on it, you want to analyze the results. What are people saying? Did they like the product? Did they hate the product? Did they give you ideas for how to improve the product? You want to take all of this feedback and improve your product. Figure out how to make it better. What can you take from what they're saying? If they're saying something's missing from your course, or if they're saying, hey, I would like for you to put a handle on this cup so that I can hold it better. I don't know. They could do a lot of things, but you really want to get feedback from people, honestly, so that you can improve your product. So don't think of it as a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing to get feedback from people, both good and negative. Good and bad. Good and bad, not good and negative. Positive and negative, good and bad, both are good. So let's review the product roadmap. Step 1 is to do your research. Step 2 is to create a hypothesis. Step 3 is to create a prototype. Step 4 is to actually run a beta test. And step 5, the most important step of all, is to analyze the results of all of this wonderful product production that you've come up with. Now, I know that's a lot to remember, but don't worry, I've got you covered. This product roadmap mystery that I'm talking about out there in Wonderland can be found down below this video that I mentioned in the beginning. I've actually put the download that you can customize and create below this video. You can pick it up in the description. And if you have any questions, I want to hear them, so make sure and put them below this video as well. I want to hear your comments, your questions, so that I can improve on myself. So what questions do you have about this production process or creating a product service to sell? In the next video, we're going to be talking about creating a sales funnel for this product or service. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button somewhere else down below the video and stay tuned for that, because you're not going to want to miss that. But until then, if you like this video, hit the like button below. Don't forget to share it with your friends or someone amazing that could benefit from it. I'm Bloggin Brandi. Until the next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.